It's all glitchy. I don't know why your mic is all glitchy, and I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't.
What? Is it really?
Yeah, it's all staticky. It's weird. But
you're fuzzy, staticky, and weird.
Shut up. Welcome back to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast where we always have technical difficulties, and it's always an instant classic.
Instant classic is better.
I have no idea what you just said because it's so glitchy.
Okay, what about now?
This man works in a TV studio, but he can't get audio on his own computer. No, still the same.
I think it's Google Plus because we've never had an issue with this before.
I feel like you're literally doing nothing, just asking, "What about now?" What
about now?
No. Oh, that was it. That was it. Oh, he's gonna pop out and come back in. But we are back for our NXT review for, I believe it was 3/28/18. We were gonna do it last night, but we didn't have time. But
this is not my fault. I'm telling you.
Okay, that's better. You just sound like you're in a tunnel now.
Bruh, I hate this so. But this is not my fault, by the way. My computer doesn't have a freaking headphone. It has a headphone jack, but not a microphone jack.
Why'd you get a computer that doesn't have a microphone?
No, you would think it would have one.
Why didn't you get one that had a microphone?
I didn't know until I got
it. That should have been like the first thing you checked. Like, hey, does this have a microphone jack? I do a podcast.
A headphone jack, and I've tried to use a splitter before, but that don't work for this.
All right. Anyway, let's get into this show because we're gonna have technical difficulties. That don't look like no water. There's coffee in there. Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me.
Water. If you can tell me what movie that's from, you get a brownie point. Water.
Good high quality H2O. But anyway, let's get into NXT. So it opens up with Tommaso Ciampa arriving and giving his car to a fella that I think he thought was a valet. Bruh, somebody just stole your car. I don't think that was a valet. I don't think, bruh. But this turns into Regal setting up an unsanctioned match for TakeOver with Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. I'm definitely excited for it. I was excited for it anyway. And then they add the unsanctioned rule because technically in storyline, Johnny Gargano does not work for NXT anymore. So that makes it a little bit more interesting. Obviously, we were already excited for this match anyway, and that just adds to it. Thoughts on the opening segment?
Yeah, I liked it. I hope gradually this stupid audio issue gets better. I don't understand it, but it's funny because it's weird because I think we both use the same stuff all the time. Like, yes, I have went through a couple of different microphones, but for the last while, get out of my face, McAfee. For the last little while, I've been using the same headset for the for the last little bit. So I don't know. Weird. But anyway, I thought it was good though. I liked it. I liked that there was still crowd involvement, even though they weren't in the arena. I liked that they were still kind of booing him and still kind of on him about everything. I thought that was funny. And I'm excited. I knew that they were going to do some sort of unsanctioned something or another with this because obviously with Johnny being technically gone, it kind of makes way for them to have a match. But I love Tommaso's response to the fact that it is going to be unsanctioned. Telling Regal, I don't think you want to do this. You really even know what that means to someone like him. So I like it. I'm excited. It's kind of the perfect match for these two, considering the circumstances and considering how kind of volatile this feud has been.
Yeah. That don't help the audio though.
Shut up.
But
I feel like it's almost coming through my webcam.
It might be.
Because my webcam actually does have a microphone on it, but I don't know. It usually doesn't come through my webcam, so I don't.
It might be. But anyway, Regal then comes out to the ring and announces that at TakeOver New Orleans, the NXT North American Championship will debut. Before he can finish his thoughts, out comes EC3. I was hyped. I love his new entrance music. It's awesome. He is indeed the top 1%. I love how he was singing to his own theme music. Like that was great. His promo was great as always. Hashtag NX3. Yeah. So I'm gonna use that all the time. Regal says he's incredibly happy EC3 is finally in NXT, but he will have to compete for the North American title in a ladder match instead of having it handed to him, as he thought it would be. Definitely love this opening segment. Excited, really exciting kind of debut for EC3. I like how he's kind of cocky and, assumed that he was just going to have the title handed to him. I definitely like it. And DJ looking at his water like this. I'm like, it's water. It's water. I don't understand why you ain't.
Well, I had it closed. So water still coming through it. And
he had it closed. He's trying to figure out why no water coming out. All right, thoughts on the segment?
Anyway, thought the segment was good. I enjoyed it. Love EC3. This actually surprised me because I don't know if you knew when he was coming, but I didn't. Right? Like I had no idea he was coming tonight. So I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's EC3. So like I was really excited to see him. It's going to definitely be interesting to see how they do it. I'm curious to see who's going to win this title. Like, I don't know if you've heard any rumors about who's supposedly supposed to win or whatever, but like, it almost all 6 of these men are capable of winning it and being good champions. I feel like being like a good first inaugural champion. So I'm kind of intrigued to see who wins this because I don't know. It seems like they all kind of have their perks to being champion.
Yeah, except for Velveteen Dream because he's
no. I mean, let's be honest now, Casey. The Velveteen Dream, baby. He right there. He right there. He should probably. I mean, if you want this championship, this first inaugural run to be an experience, if you want the ambiance to be right, man, you got to give it to the Dream, baby. You got to give it to the Dream, baby. It's got to happen. The Dream gonna win?
Please don't let that happen. Please. I will never hear the end of it.
Please. I want it to happen. The experience, baby.
I can't have Andrade and Velveteen Dream both be champions. I can't deal with that. I can't do it.
I mean, it could happen, at least for a little bit, because they're going to bring my boy Andrade to the main roster, and they don't want to have him had a title on his shoulder with the... But he's still gonna win though, because you see how he beating that boy down. He beating that boy down.
We will get to that. We will get to that travesty in due time, sir. Anyway, on to another segment that I didn't like because it was incredibly predictable if you were paying attention, and I didn't like it. We got a backstage interview with TM61 on their loss, which wasn't the issue in this. The problem was this quickly turned into a brawl between Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler, and you knew something was going to happen because you could clearly see Shayna behind them. I was like, yep, this going to turn into something with Shayna and Ember. And it did. Thank you for being predictable, WWE. Thoughts on the segment?
Well, I think this would have been better if they would have maybe backed them away or something.
Yeah.
Or like, made it to where like, or maybe even angled them, right? Like I think the whole point was for it to turn into that anyway. right? Like, I think the whole point was for them to be there and you to be like, oh, something's gonna happen. But like, I don't think it worked the way they wanted it to. It would have been better if they would have had them like, here and then angled the camera where you couldn't really see them. Yeah. Like they may pan past them or something like that, where they're there, but you're not really, the focusing on TM61. But it kind of sucks for TM61 because remember that big return they was supposed to have though?
Yeah. What's going on with NXT's booking these days? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Anyway, let's move on because we don't understand. We just don't understand. Oh, hey, look, let's get into something else that we don't understand. Ugh. We had the first of 2 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic semifinals, or semifinals, as I used to say. The Street
when he's excited enough to actually say it, tonight.
Got the Street Profits versus AOP. I did love when Razor slapped Montez Ford, and Ford just stood there like, tell me he didn't just slap me. I was like, bruh. And I did like that the female ref was the referee. I don't remember seeing her ref a men's match before. I've seen her with like the women before, but I feel like that was the first time she's refed a male match, which is pretty cool. But I'm really mad because they basically did the same finish they did with, I think it was either the AOP first round match or the TakeOver Philly match where there was a distraction and a roll up. I'm pretty sure AOP was in that match too, but I was just so, why? The end of 2017, you had that amazing promo with the Street Profits. You've had really good promos since then with the Street Profits. They are so over. Why? Why are you basically putting 2 teams that have already had, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself with the other match, but why are you putting 2 teams that have already had the tag team titles in the finals? Why don't you give Street Profits or somebody else who hasn't had the title who needs that push? Even if they don't win the title, give them that, give them that push. I just don't understand the booking. DJ?
I think I agree with you. I'm upset too because I feel like we talked about in weeks past, the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic should be something where the younger kind of the teams that are kind of trying to get their feet going, kind of get some traction in NXT in the tag team division should definitely win it. I think the biggest issue right now of NXT is I think they knew, like even when they were taping these, I think they knew something was up with Bobby Fish and there was going to be, and somebody was going to have to win the titles. The issue is, they were going to have to vacate them, and that's what the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals was going to be about. I think the issue is, I don't know if they haven't booked teams strong enough consistently to actually have them win the titles. And we've talked about this before. We talked about this in weeks past where the Street Profits, they came on to the scene. They were hot. They were great. But then they went away. Heavy Machinery the same way. They came onto the scene. They were hot. They were great. Then they went away. The only true teams that have kind of been there consistently is Sanity and AOP, So, like, I think that's the issue. I think the issue is, we don't really want to see we don't want to see Sanity obviously Sanity didn't. But anyway, we don't really want to, see AOP win the titles again. But then at the same time, it's kind of like they're booked into a corner here with this injury because they want a team that's kind of ready for the titles to have the titles. And I think the rest of the teams, even the teams we love, even Heavy Machinery, even Street Profits, even TM61, I don't think they've been consistently booked enough to win the titles yet. I felt like the writers' opinions.
I mean, Andrade wasn't consistently booked.
He was. I mean, Drew shouldn't have got injured.
won't.
I'm just saying, Drew shouldn't have got injured. Right place at the right time with the wrong guy.
He won't. Anyway, he won't. They was all robbed. All of them been robbed. Next, we find out that the second competitor or the next competitors in the North American Championship ladder match will be Adam Cole, baby, and that weird freak guy with the
dream, baby, the baby. I love him so much. He gonna win. He gonna win. And with on that note, I mean, I just need to take a second to experience the ambiance. I just got to experience the ambiance. So I mean, I'll be back.
You just let us know when you don't experience the ambiance.
And I got to put Raven in the bed, but I'm experiencing the ambiance though.
Okay. You go do that. You go do that real quick. We go to a commercial break. We got a commercial break for Breeze Fabric, Tide scent. So go get this stuff. You know, if something stink, you know, you just squeak. I don't know why I said squeak, but like spray, and it's gonna get all that smell out. You know, it got that original scent of the Tide. 800 milliliters right in there. You could use it on the bed. You could use it on a suit. You could use it on a chair. Oh man, you could get. And then what else we got? What else we got? I can't find nothing that. Bare Premium Plus Ultra for your painting needs. If you gotta paint a bedroom, a bathroom, kitchen, living room, hallway, you get some of this. And you're painting. You are painting there, buddy. And then what else we got? We got the brand new, sort of brand new, kind of a little bit, iPhone X. Go get you an iPhone X unless you're an Android user, and then I don't know why I don't like you. You're a terrible person because Android sucks. iPhone. And we're back from commercial.
Hey, you shut your mouth. You talk about Android users. Days better until I get the iPhone activated. Days better.
Exactly. Until you get an iPhone back. Anyway, moving on. We had Lars Sullivan versus Long John Silver. Yes, I added Long in there because his name is John Silver. And I was like, yes. And okay, like, I get it, but can we stop having Lars just kill jobbers with no return offense at all? Like, it's not impressive anymore. It's not. And Percy, I love you. I do. I love you, Percy Watson. But like, this man said somebody needs to stop this before Silver gets hurt. Bro, he was hurt like a second after the bell rung. Like, it was way too late to be saying.
Oh man,
that poor man, that poor Long John Silver, that poor man. EJ, thoughts on this massacre?
Man, I really try to like Lars. I do. Like, I really do. But when they do this, I can't. Now, don't you dare get me wrong. I hate I'm going to say this particular word. But the experience of Lars, like, his entrance is awesome. Like,
yeah.
A1, platinum. Like, if I got to steal some words from some
on an entrance.
But for real, though, like, his entrance is awesome. Like, I don't know who thought of that, but it's awesome. Like, everything about it is awesome. Like, freaking when they blind you with the light so you can't see them, the silhouette thing is the greatest thing I've seen in my life. Like, I love that. Like, just the silhouette of his freaking huge, massive body. I'm like, I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared. I love it, but I'm just. And we talked about this before. I'm just waiting for him to do something useful like next week. I'm just waiting, like, for him to do something worth me watching because I know he gonna kill Long. No, I already know. I know it's gonna happen. Like I already know he gonna beat the two other jobbers. I know this. Like I need. I want to see something like legit. Like I want to see him versus Killian Dane for an example. Just a foreshadowing thought. That's the one I want to see. I'm trying to like Lars though. Like he an ugly dude, but I'm trying to like him though. Like the man looked like a lumberjack. Like
yeah, I like him, but then he talks and he sounds so much smarter than he looks, which is a terrible thing to say. But like he just looks like a brute that like, and then he talks and it's like, you want smart?
He should just not to just grunt.
Exactly. That's what I expect. And then he talks so well, and I'm like,
he almost does look like a caveman, doesn't he?
He does. Anyway, and I do like him. I don't want any more jobber matches. Stop it.
And he's kind of a weird, like, monster type character, isn't he? Like, yeah. He's small, not in a muscular aspect. The man's huge. He's short. Like, he's short. He's like a stout little fella. Like, I'm sorry, Lord. But for real, though, like, he's short, and nothing wrong with short, big fellas. But, like, Mark Henry's short, but he's fat, right? And strong. But like you know what I'm saying, like Lars is like short, like, and I think that's what gets me too. Like even with John, I was kind of like John. I mean, he can headbutt you in the chin, like he can hit you with the chin headbutt though.
Anyway, next we go backstage again, and William Regal invites Lars Sullivan to be in the ladder match. Lars says he wants Killian Dane, and Regal says Killian will be in the ladder match as well. Bro, they gonna need the Big Show ladder. I feel like. Also next week, Lars, like we said, will be facing Killian Dane, so we're excited for that. But bro, they gonna need that Big Show ladder though. They gonna need that. Reinforce that ladder. DJ, thoughts on the backstage segment?
I need to know what's wrong with this man's hands. Bruh, his hands look like they would kill you. Like, I need to know. But yeah, like, I'm excited for this because finally he's going to get a real test. Thank God. It's about time he got a real test. That's all I'm saying. I'm excited for him to be in a ladder match, though. I had a feeling it was going to be him, but wasn't sure. But I like that for whatever reason, because I think you knew all the guys that were going to be in the ladder match. I didn't. I mean, I think you told me a while back, but after a while, I kind of forget, and it kind of makes stuff a little bit more interesting. Like, oh, Lars going to be in it, okay. So like some of the people, I was like, oh, okay, cool, because I was kind of like remembering it as it was happening. So,
yeah. So the next segment really made me mad. Not for the reason that DJ is going to think is obvious. No. Dakota Kai came out for a match, but they cut to backstage where Andrade was assaulting a soon-to-be NXT champion.
Casey, I got to cut you off real quick. They cut off a really good angle right there. They cut off a really good, like the angle. Angles was.
I get it. But and that's not what I'm not mad about. Andrade attacking my boy, the soon-to-be NXT champion. What I'm mad about is you do not take Dakota Kai away from us. You don't do it. This was. I almost turned off NXT after this. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, nope, done, can't do it. Thoughts on the segment?
That's a bad. That's a bad sign. Anytime they send you out and they cut your match off for a segment or backstage something, that's the entrance in the job reveal. like that's what that is. Because how many people have we seen that was supposed to have matches and they got cut off and they relevant now? I'll wait.
I love you, Dakota. I do.
I mean, they had the angles though. I know.
I know.
I know Sarah watching. Like she could even appreciate the angles. Like the angles that we were seeing. I mean, I would even say they was right.
And then they cut off the angles, and I was like, no, you don't. No, no. I mean, I love me some Aleister Black, I do, but I love me some.
I mean, real quick, I did not talk about that. My boy out here beating that boy down. He beating that boy down. I love it. It was wonderful.
I was a little bit confused. I was like, how bad you got to beat somebody for them to rip their pants, though?
The man's pants was ripped. The man's shirt was ripped. I was like, man, bro, like that was probably like his suit for the night. Like, what you doing? Like, bro, dirty.
And then you trying to drown him in a cooler. You trying to drown this man in the cooler. Can't do that.
Oh, and Zelina Vega, she was there. Oh, she was.
Oh, she was.
You know, I think I had to watch this segment twice. You know, one time for the attack, 2 more times for Zelina. I mean, you know.
I mean, you're right. I had to watch it at least 4 times. 2 times for Zelina Vega and 2 times for
Dakota
Vega.
I thought you was gonna say Dakota. Oh.
Anyway, moving.
I mean, look at that combination though. Zelina Vega and Dakota Kai in the same set. Help me, please.
Can we get that match, please? Can we get that match? Is that a thing that we could get? Can we do that? Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the second of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic semifinals. I said it one time. I'm still not happy. We got Sanity versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. I was actually a little bit confused with this match as to who would win. At first, I was thinking obviously Roddy and Dunne would win. But then I remembered that Pete Dunne is the UK champion, and WWE usually doesn't allow dual champions. So if they won, they'd either lose at TakeOver or Dunne would have to drop the title before TakeOver. Either one I don't see happening. Because I don't even think they have a match for the UK title before that.
I think what you got to do, you got to win all the titles, and he'll carry Roddy's too. He carried all 3 of them in his mouth. All 3 of them.
But then again, if Sanity won, the finals would be Sanity versus AOP, which would be a great match, but that would almost guarantee a tag team championship retain because AOP and Sanity have already been champions, and I'm pretty sure WWE wants to push at least one of them to the main roster after Mania. But it was definitely a really good match. I liked it. Pete Dunne and Roddy Strong did win. So I'm curious to see who wins the finals. Hopefully it's Dunne and Roddy. Oh God. Thoughts on the main event, DJ?
You know, I thought it was good. It was a good match. I love how Pete Dunne and Roddy Strong can work together even though they're not a team. Like, I'm like, bro, you sure they ain't team though? You sure like they ain't been like teaming? They ain't tell us because like they look like it. Because I like that. I thought this match was really good. A lot of good like near falls and everything coming from a semifinal match. I was kind of like coming in this match wondering like who was gonna win too. Like I was like, I mean it could go either way. I mean you could have because I felt like either way. The one thing about this match was either way you didn't know who was gonna win in the finals, right? Like if Sanity won, you didn't know if they might win in the finals. If Strong and Dunne won, you don't know if they might win in the finals. I think, kind of looking on to the finals and it actually being for the titles, I am curious to see what's gonna happen. Like if Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong do win, how long will they keep it? Right? Because that seems like a transitional run more than anything. Like those two just not being a team, Pete Dunne still being UK champion. Like that seems like a traditional run. I mean, a transitional run, I should say, more than anything. But I feel like at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what they want to do with this. In NXT, you did it to yourself by not booking tag teams a little bit stronger before you got into this tournament. Just saying. But
I mean, I could also possibly even see them holding on to the titles until Fish and O'Reilly can win them back.
Yeah, and that's kind of too like you kind of wonder if they're going for that true like big underdog story, which is some of what they do too. With this team that's never seen before. Oh my lord, can they beat the former tag team champions? Obviously they won't, but like you never know. It's one of those situations, and I think that's what they were trying to do with this too. Because with Sanity, I think with Sanity it was a little bit more of an even match, and I guess they wanted to go for the underdog type story in this one.
Yeah, but finally, we find out the final competitors in the North American Championship match, or the final competitor, I should say. And it is none other than Ricochet. Bruh, did you see her face when he came out? Like she was in love. I mean, I get it. I was in love. I was like, that man pretty. But I don't know. I'm definitely excited. I think obviously Ricochet gonna win. I feel like it's obvious. It's an obvious choice. I mean, who's better than Ricochet? I don't know.
The Dream, baby. The Velveteen Dream gonna win. You're gonna be your first ever North American champion of the world and Florida and North America. And he will make this title run an experience, Casey, an experience unlike any other.
Thoughts on the soon to be North American champion?
The Dream. It's a good segment. I like it. I love the Velveteen Dream. But no, this segment, I liked it. Obviously I knew who it was because you had told me this one and I remembered this one. So obviously I knew who it was, but I like the Ricochet chance there at the end, kind of closing out the show. That was cool. And it was cool because they, obviously they knew who it was. I think that was cool too. Kind of him knowing who they are. Speaking real quick, because that's pretty much all my thoughts on that. I'm excited for this match overall. But so I heard nobody watches TNA, but everybody knew who EC3 was though. I'm just wondering how they do that. How they do that? Like they can't get the channel. They can't get the channel. They don't watch it. It sucks. It's terrible. But they knew who EC3 was. I'm just wondering how they knew. Like how they know though. I mean, they won't call him like Derek Bateman or nothing. Like they know that.
I mean, well, he not Derek Bateman. He looks a lot like Derek Bateman though. If Derek Bateman cut his hair, they could be twins.
Probably gain some more muscle, which is crazy. Because I mean, Derek Bateman was a big fella, but EC3, that man, bruh.
I mean, and there's that Ricochet fella. He kind of looked like that Prince Puma. Like they got some of the tattoos and stuff.
Yeah, like it's weird because I don't know what Prince Puma's face looked like though.
Yeah, we ain't never seen Prince Puma face because he wear a mask, so it's weird. I don't know. But that was your NXT review for 3/28, I think. I don't even know. 18.
It was 29, bro. No, I'm kidding. It's 28. It just turned 30 just now, and I looked at it, and I didn't realize it was
what time it is.
It's like the time and
Anyway, be sure to hit that subscribe button, share the video, like the video, leave comments that we probably won't read. We might, I don't know. If you have any comments, Send them on Twitter at ICW_podcast. We check that. We don't always check the comments. Sorry. But go do all that stuff, and we will see you on the flippity dippity. It's right over here. If you didn't know, it's right there. Right there. Just click that. Hit the subscribe button, and then subscribe button. Subscribe. I'm gonna go now. Bye.